everyone. I'm Cathrin Stickney. I'm the founder and CEO of Parity.org. I've been sitting here chatting with my very good friend, Amelia Hardy, who's the Chief Inclusion and Diversity Officer at Best Buy. This is Parity.org's 5th anniversary. And to celebrate, we're speaking with several of our founding corporate partners like Best Buy, who took our Parity Pledge early on. So Amelia, I have some questions for you that I want to ask about your journey to Parity since taking the Parity Pledge 5 years ago. And by the way, Hubert Joly, who was your CEO at the time, took the Parity Pledge. You were company number 8. So you were very early on for us. And we're always proud to know that you've been a partner of ours for so long. I think you'll agree, Amelia, that reaching parity for any company is truly a journey. Not easy, and every company is different and therefore on a different part of that path to parity. So with that, a couple of questions that I have for you. Can you think back and tell me where your organization was 5 years ago in terms of gender diversity and leadership, both on the executive team and the board? And also if you could contrast that with where you are today.
So first of all, thanks for having me, Cathrin, and congratulations on 5 years. I'm so excited that we've been part of this journey with you since the beginning. I will say, with Hubert, he was very progressive in wanting to make sure that his leadership team was, had gender parity. So this has been a journey that we've been on for over 5 years. And at that time, his goal was to have half of his executive team be women, and then push that down into the organization. And that was well communicated. And since then, we've not only said, the Parity Pledges will interview women or people of color for vice president roles and above. We've gone beyond that, and we've made a public pledge to say we're targeting hiring 1 in every 3 senior leaders that we interview for these roles that are either women for the field or people of color for our enterprise role. So we have been on a journey, but it's a good journey. And right now we're ahead of our plan at 37% for hiring for BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color. And for women in the field, we're at 26% and working our way towards our 1 in 3. So it's just been a lot of progress. And by publicly, since Hubert, now Corey, declaring with parity and in our own commitments, it has really challenged us and pushed us to move forward.
That's fabulous. And I know Corey is such a supporter of this, and it just continued on what Hubert started. So thank you for that. When you think back on your journey to parity at Best Buy, what is there one thing that stands out for you, something that you're the most proud of in the last several years?
For sure, we're proud of our board diversity. Our board has been one of the first Fortune 500 boards to be as diverse as it is, as many boards are pushing to be diverse. Another thing is, I'll say it, we're proud of our bold diversity and inclusion commitments that have us looking for 1 in 3 hires to be people of color, that has our retention being at parity as general pop, as our BIPOC employees, and then just really making sure everyone has a sense of belonging at our companies. We're really proud that we've made those public commitments and we're tracking them, we are being transparent about our progress towards them.
Yeah, and I do love that transparency, and I think more companies would be wise to do that. It's so important for not just yourselves, leadership, but for employees to know, your customers to know, your suppliers. Transparency really is one of those hallmarks of companies that are really starting to make some progress. So kudos to you. Last question I have for you is there one piece of advice that you'd give to other heads of diversity that are just starting out on this journey to parity?
I would say, look at the data, see what the data says. We are a very data-driven society, especially in corporate America and in most organizations. So once you show the data, and have the narrative towards that data, where your gaps are, where your needs are, that really rallies an organization around commitments and goals that you can make based on that data and where your needs are. And it's ever evolving and ever changing. The data tells us different stories as we continue to look at it. Some areas we continue to progress and some we still need to focus on. But I would say be steadfast, look at the data, make sure that your narrative is understood, you're taking people along on the journey, and you're holding yourself to some goals and commitments and objectives.
Wow, that's fantastic. We're big believers in measurement as well. We have our Parity Index, and it helps companies to be able to measure from where they've been going from the past to the current time. And it's we believe that if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So we really admire the steps that you've taken to do that. So Amelia, thank you so much. We've really enjoyed speaking with you and taking your time to talk to us about what you've been doing at Best Buy. And we thank you for your partnership.
Yes, thank you, Cathrin, and best wishes on the next 5 and beyond years at Parity.org.
Thank you. Much appreciated.